Gracefully and Frankly is made possible by the good folks at Sierra Sil. If joint pain, especially in your knees, is keeping you from embracing all the wonders of summer, even if it's just getting out of a lawn chair to get more iced tea, you need to give Sierra Sil a try. These all-natural mineral capsules plus spray, even pet chews, ease inflammation naturally, and they're so sure it'll work following directions, they offer a money-back guarantee.
Find out more about it at sierrasil.com. Sierra, like the mountains, SIL.com. And when you make a purchase, use the code GF for 10% off.
Welcome into episode 81 of Gracefully and Frankly. I'm Erin Davis.
And I'm Lisa Brandt, and pardon me if I can't hear as well as usual. The headphones won't go over all my frizzy hair from all the humidity.
Oh, dear. You've had a heat event, and we're not talking hot flashes for a change. No, it's the whole world is having a hot flash right now, well, except in the southern hemisphere, and I'm not talking your biology. But it's so funny, Lisa, seeing all of these posts, people going, oh my God, it's hotter than it's ever been in Death Valley. Well, for one thing, it's called Death Valley. And for two, It's climate change. Yeah. If anybody's still denying this, we're just getting hotter and hotter.
Yep.
Kind of like us at 61. Yeah, getting hotter and hotter. Yeah. So we're talking about it's not the heat or the humidity. It's the stupidity. A couple of eyebrow-raising stories we'll share with you that are not exactly funny, kind of pathetic, very sad in some cases, but also the actual science of humidity.
And we'll reveal the details of our next Facebook Live. It's coming up next month. There's a chance for you to win some stuff, and we'll reveal all that to you in good time in this episode.
We're excited. We'll tell you about a new airline war that's going on in Canada, something we certainly didn't see coming, and hopefully it means that we, the travelers, will actually benefit from.
And I had an incident that really gave me pause, worried me about my memory and whether it's going. I'll share that, and hopefully you can weigh in and share your stories as well. I can't be the only one.
No, you aren't. I promise you that. One thing you never forget, Lisa, no matter where you travel, and I can vouch for this because there she is getting off the plane with her little pillow over her shoulder. Lisa never leaves her envy pillow behind.
That's true.
A charger on the plane maybe, but never an envy pillow.
That's right. My bottle of water, everything else. And I have left my bottles before too, but I've never forgotten my envy pillow or to bring it with me when I travel, because even just going to your place to bring my own pillow because I'm so used to it, and it's what my neck wants, and it keeps my face clean because it's got the copper infused in it and zinc in the pillowcase. My neck is used to being supported by the envy pillow, and if you have some sort of a neck injury, with me it was a couple of car accidents, although it was just short of whiplash. It was pretty much whiplash. And the envy pillow supports your neck and spine and takes the pressure off your face. Check out the envy pillow online. There's a quiz on their website where you can figure out which one is best for you. See all the details about it. Learn about it for yourself. Don't just take our word for it. It's at envypillow.com, and make sure you get the discount.
Yes, use the code GF for 10% off. Well, how's your heat event going? Should I have sent you a card or a fan, or a card you can use as a fan, or what?
It's hot. I don't want to complain because a lot of people love the heat. I'm just not one of them. So I get a little indoorsy, or I do my errands or whatever first thing in the morning and then get indoorsy. But the beaches are packed here. People are loving it. And it's what you want in a little beachside town, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Watching our local news last week, they did a poll of how many people in the Victoria, BC area have air conditioning. And I guessed about right, 55%, because it's never really been a thing. And a lot of these are old constructions and stuff. So a lot of people here have been going through it the last few days as well, as temperatures get up in the mid to upper 20s. And then as you go up to Nanaimo on Vancouver Island, you're talking 30, 32, 33. And a lot of the cabins up there and camping and all that, no AC, of course.
No, once when we lived in Hamilton and didn't have AC, and my ex-husband and I sprayed each other with water bottles to survive, and I vowed never again, no AC. It's like Scarlett O'Hara on the front steps of Terra saying, I shall never go hungry again.
Yeah.
I did that about AC. And even if I could only afford a refrigerator box, it would have a window shaker in it. So that's just how committed.
A window shaker, that's what we call them now. I never told you the story of the little house Rob and I rented in East York on Wiley Avenue. Just a tiny house, our first place out of an apartment, and it had no air conditioning. So we put a window air conditioner in, and God is my witness, it fell out of the window.
Oh, no.
Thank goodness there was nobody down below or anything, because it could have killed somebody.
Yes.
You got to be so careful, eh?
You really do. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the premise of a sitcom right there.
Or Laurel and Hardy trying to move a piano, but we're dating ourselves. Actually, no, we weren't alive during Laurel and Hardy. But there's actual science, Lisa, as to why humidity makes us tired, short-tempered, and even nauseous. It's more than a feeling. This is where we hum Boston, right?
Yeah.
Humid weather really is harder on your body. Humidity is a measure of water vapor in the air. And the hotter it gets, the more moisture the air can hold. It also keeps your body from cooling down effectively.
Right.
And why it feels so miserable? Because it's unplugging your whole body cooling system. When you're hot, you sweat, right?
Yeah. Right.
The mixture of water and salt comes to your skin surface. Out it comes as sweat. But sweat isn't what cools you down. It's the physics of evaporation, and I'm not going to go into that.
Good.
But the trouble with high humidity, thank you, is that the air is already full or almost full of moisture. So this keeps the sweat from evaporating efficiently. And when it can't evaporate, your body can't cool down, and so you sweat even more.
That makes perfect sense. And people who I have very, very mild asthma. It's nothing to write home about. But people who have breathing problems, oh my goodness, in this kind of weather, trying to do some sort of activity. Yet you see the diehard cyclists still doing their 30 miles or whatever, 30K.
And the runners, yeah.
I know. And good for them if it doesn't hurt them in any way, but I get tired just looking at them.
No kidding. So that's why actually humidity is so hard on your body. There is an actual reason for it. And you've heard the saying, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. But I have a couple of stories that point out not the heat, but the stupidity.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, maybe you've heard these. 3 stories in the past week that just blew my mind, and one of them, unfortunately, was very close to literally. I'll start, though, with the Cubs reliever, the pitcher, Colton Brewer, who broke his hand because he hit the wall. He punched the wall when he was taken out of a game. Now, I give him partial credit for not using his pitching hand, but now he's on the injured list. Honestly.
Oh, that's dumb. How old would this guy be, roughly? I mean, is this testosterone acting, I guess?
I don't know. Well, his name is Colton. How many Coltons are there over 40? Probably none.
And Brewer.
Yeah.
You know, there you go.
Yeah. Why a guy named Brewer doesn't play for Milwaukee, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so Colton Brewer.
Oh, that was dumb, yeah.
On the IL. Then there is the guy from South Carolina, and you've probably heard this one by now because it happened a week ago on the 4th of July. And he was wearing an Uncle Sam costume. Everybody described him as a patriot, Lisa.
Of course.
Yeah. He thought it'd be a good idea to put the firework on the top of his hat.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't. And he suffered massive head injuries and is no longer with us. Yeah.
So he's a Darwin Award winner, in other words, which is not a win. You feel bad in a way, but on the other hand, it's kind of like, well, sometimes nature takes down the weak.
And you know that alcohol was involved. They've said that, and you probably inferred that anyway. And then there was a story. KFC fans, Kentucky Fried Chicken fans, were losing their mind because KFC said their chicken is now going to be halal, which means that it's prayed over and that Muslims can eat it. But they're all going like, well, that's okay. I'm going to marry Browns anyway. I'm sorry, I hate to do that voice, but you just know you got to read it in that voice because that's what they sound like. It's kind of like when our husbands disagree with us. They have that same voice.
That's right. So I wonder how much these people know about halal chicken, because it's just the way the bird is slaughtered, more or less. I mean, I know about the prayer and that, but it's actually, some say, even healthier for you. And I have found in one of my grocery stores, it's cheaper.
What?
Than the other chicken. And there's nothing wrong with a non-Muslim eating halal chicken. Like, come on. Is it the prayer, the words that are set out into the great beyond? That's a big deal? I don't get it whatsoever. It makes no sense. All it means is they can expand their market and say, okay, if you're Muslim, now you can eat our chicken, along with everybody else.
Right.
Oh.
It's that special herb or spice that tastes woke, Lisa. That's what's bothering them.
Every time I hear the word woke, I replace it with empathetic or empathy.
Yeah.
Because I'm so tired of hearing that woke is a bad thing. You know, a guy I know very well and whom I love and will always love like family posted something on Facebook saying, heterosexuality, keep it public while it's still legal. Because he's one of those guys that if we are accepting of other people who think differently than us or who behave differently or are different, then somehow it diminishes him. You know, I just delete it. I never respond because you'll never change your mind like that. But it's the same principle as the halal chicken. So this includes more people. So what's the big deal? Oh, my goodness. It's so sad.
Do you want the icing on the cake? Here's what makes the story extra crispy. While people are saying, I'm going to Mary Brown's, Mary Brown's has been halal in most of its major outlets for a long time already. So take your chicken and stuff it.
The world is changing. Hang on to your feathers and ride along or get left behind. Something happened on Saturday that hopefully won't make you laugh. Well, maybe the ending will, but it was really scary. And I wonder if anyone else has had a moment like this where they're really concerned about their brain. So, you know, it was my little sister Tabitha has 2 children, Riker and Vienna, and they both call me Grandma. I became a big sister to Tabitha when she was 9. And Vienna has turned 8 and Riker is 11. So you can imagine how long we've known each other, quite a long time. So I arranged to go see them for their birthday. Either they come see me or I go see them. Long story short, I show up at what I believe was the appointed time, Saturday morning, 9:40, something like that. Ring the ring bell. And so wave into the little camera. And Tabitha comes to the door and she says, "Oh, hi. You were coming tomorrow. We're about to leave for swimming lessons."
Oh.
And all of a sudden it hit me. You're absolutely right. We said Sunday because you guys had swimming lessons on Saturday. So I said, "Oh, well, do you have time for me to come in and just get," like, she was happy to see me. She wasn't up, she opening the door, come on in, but the place is a disaster. The kids, everybody's leaving, it's not a great time for a visit. So I said, "Can I just give the kids their cards and their gift cards?" And of course they come running, big hugs. She's apologizing for the state of the house like I care. Who cares? They're a busy couple with 2 little kids. So I gave them their cards and Riker looked at me kind of funny after he opened his card. They both said, "Thank you." Well, I had written in his card, "Sorry, I missed the day." Well, his birthday wasn't for 3 more days.
Oh.
And Vienna's was the following day. I was supposed to have shown up on Sunday, which was Vienna's birthday. So she was looking forward to Grandma Lisa coming on her birthday. And Riker's still wasn't going to happen for a couple more days. And yet I wrote in Yoda-ese in a Star Wars card that I was sorry I'd missed his birthday. But I hadn't missed it. So all of this comes crashing down at once. I'm on the wrong day. I've got the birthdays wrong. Everything was just, it felt like I'd lost my mind. I stood there thinking, how could I have messed all of this up? All of it. The days of the birthdays of kids that I've known since they were born, plus the day I'm going to visit. And I have to tell you, I was completely freaked out. So I said, "Can I come and watch the swimming?" "Of course you can." And I didn't really let it sink in until after the swimming lessons and I was heading home. And I started to cry.
Aw.
And I thought, is my brain going? Like, it felt like a lot. Does it sound like a lot?
It does sound like a lot. And part of it, I think, armchair psychologist here,
Please.
the disappointment of having missed out on the actual day and the actual celebration. There's that, because you drove a significant distance to get there, right?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half.
But the thing is, too, Lisa, with our lives, and particularly yours with freelance 24/7, I mean, I freelance, but I don't do stuff on weekends for the most part. You don't have a mental calendar. I had to ask my niece when she was visiting us the other day, what day is this? Is this Friday or Saturday? I just don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's a real thing in our lives.
I do too. And I realized a couple things. So I called my brother. Derek was busy. So I called my brother, who's my touchstone. And he said, Lisa, I know one birthday other than my own, and that's yours. I always reminded him of our parents' birthdays every year.
Yeah.
And I am terrible at remembering birthdays. I know yours. I know my brother's, Derek's, my parents, who no longer are here to have birthdays. Everybody else, couldn't tell you. Haven't got a clue. Have to have it in my phone or else I'm not going to know. And that was the mistake I made, was not putting any of this in my phone.
Oh.
And I have all of my stuff split between, now get this, when I was in Italy, I bought a daytimer book. And it's all in Italian. And I've messed up so many things in there. I have to keep going back and going, what is Monday in Italian again? And it was the dumbest thing. I thought, oh, how neat. I'll have an Italian book.
Right.
And it's so stupid. I put little flags all over it and I still mess it up. And then I have half of other stuff in my phone. So some things I get 30 warnings. You have a dermatologist appointment on Monday. It's like, yes, leave me alone. And other things I have no idea when they're happening. So I need to get better at putting everything in one spot, and preferably in English.
Right. Simplify your life. For God's sake, simplify your life.
Yes. And one of the other things, when you were talking about freelancing and on weekends, sometimes I do stuff on weekends, but lately it's been really a lot slower, which is fine. So I totally gear down on weekends now, and that does not help my memory. So looking into this, I found that there are two types of memory. There's the memory where you remember past and facts. That's all one type of memory. And then there's perspective memory, which is remembering stuff for the future. So I need to get milk on my way home. I need to stop here. I've got an appointment coming up. And I never realized how many things I do to help that. Like, if you even put something on a staircase and think that needs to go upstairs, that's perspective memory.
Right.
Or you're going to drop off something at someone's house next time you go out, so you put it with your purse or with something you're never going to forget. They suggest even saying it out loud. I have to stop at Carol's place and give her the flurm.
Right. A loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter. Loaf of bread, container of milk, stick of butter.
Exactly. Yep. Everything from Sesame Street.
Right.
If you need to do something every day, do it at the same time so it becomes part of your routine. The other thing is to mime it. This memory expert says, act it out. So, I'm pouring milk or I'm watering the flowers or whatever, because muscle memory will kick it in. And there are even apps for it. One called The Milk and another called Todoist. Well, that's what your calendar's for as far as I'm concerned. But I have to remember to put things in my phone and not count on my sad memory, because I'm getting alerted for some things and not for others. And so that's my story. And I don't know if you can relate to it or if anybody else can relate to it, but it really did freak me out. I thought, my brain is going. And my brother said, look, you showed up at the house. You didn't forget there was a birthday. You knew how to get there. These are the kind of things that don't worry other people, allegedly. I don't know. Are you worried about me?
No, I am not worried about you, because I can so totally relate. So much of our memory also has to do with what's going on with us emotionally at the time as well.
Right.
If something hits you, and it can be medical, it can be COVID, it doesn't have to be dementia or the beginning of Alzheimer's. COVID wiped a lot of slates. If not clean, then certainly erased a lot of things. And, of course, the pandemic and the shutdown and everything really recalibrated a lot of us.
Yeah.
I don't think we can discount that. And everything that we're going through every single day, even something as environmental as the heat.
Yep.
You walk out your front door and you go, oh man, it feels like a sauna. And right away, 2 things off your Walmart list have gone.
Yeah.
You know, I really, truly believe that.
Yeah.
You're just in a constant state of delete. And our brains are so full of minutia. We're 61 and we can recall who sang what song in 1974, which we don't need.
No.
But I'm damned if I know the password that I just put in because somebody was prompting me to do another password. And so I'm thinking, why am I doing another password while I'm typing it in? And so I'm not taking in what that password is.
Right.
You know, we're just so distracted all the time, Lisa.
I do feel as well that my brain has changed. I'm not as good at multitasking as I was before menopause. And I don't even know, I mean, some people say that's not even a thing, but I think it is, keeping more than one thing sort of. But I'm not as good at it. I find that I really need to say, okay, I'm working on this article. I need 2 hours uninterrupted. Because if you interrupt me, it'll take me longer to switch to what you want and then switch back. I don't do that as quickly as I used to. I noticed that.
And everything is an interruption. Everything. You're doing your writing and all of a sudden a message pops up from the New York Times, or you see what election results are in a place you care about. And all of these things, there's just, life is a constant disruption. And I think everybody listening today can relate to this, Lisa. It's not just you, and it's a lot. Don't discount menopause, because as somebody who went through pregnancy brain, the hormones are for real. And a lot of women who have gone through menopause will say the same thing. They have CRS, can't remember. You know what the word is. And it's true.
Yeah.
So we have to find ways to make our lives simpler. I need your help with something.
Oh.
I'm meeting so many people in this condo, and all I can do is try and go back to my party tricks of years past where I would go, okay, Mike has the mustache Mike. I'll remember that. But now I'm meeting so many people in the elevator. Granted, they probably don't know my name either, but I want to remember, okay, Sandy has the scooter. Okay, Irene. Good night, Irene, because we see her walking her dog at night. I remember the dog's name is Tucker. I'm getting better at remembering dog names, for heaven's sake, than I am at human names.
Yeah.
So it's real.
It is. We were introduced to another couple out for dinner last Friday night, and I make sure and say their name when I remember they're Greg and Stacy. Will I recognize them next time? I'm not sure. But I remember Greg and Stacy. Oh, but that's only 2 people.
Well, these 2 people are very excited to be getting back together again.
Yay.
Yep, Lisa's taken the show on the road, and this time, instead of in California, as we did last, was it February?
Yeah.
January?
February, I think. All right.
Okay. February. Oh, hell, it doesn't matter. We are doing a Facebook Live, and this is so easy to remember because it's the 8th day of the 8th month. And let's make it at 8 o'clock Eastern, Lisa. What do you say? 888.
Yep, that sounds fantastic.
Okay.
So Facebook Live, August 8th at 8 Eastern p.m.
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
Just making sure. You know me, I'll be up roaming around at, the crack of stupid like I always do. So it's going to be so much fun, and we're going to do something different this time. We've got a giveaway. It's not as big, but a version of the necklace from our logo.
Yay.
The hearts from our logo on the black cord with the imperfect heart and little silver G and F on it for Gracefully and Frankly. And we're going to have 20 to give away. Here's how we're going to do it, all right?
Okay, I'm listening. I may not remember, but I'm listening. You'll tell us again every week, right?
Yes,
okay.
We'll mention it every week and we'll write it down. So, okay, assuming you, dear listener, are already on our Facebook page and have already followed Gracefully and Frankly, you invite another person to follow the page. Could be anybody, a friend, a sister-in-law, brother-in-law, colleague, neighbor, doesn't matter. Anybody, they come and follow the Facebook page as well. You send an email to gracefullyfrankly@gmail.com and give us both of your names. And then the third thing is on our Facebook Live on August the 8th at 8, watch and see if you are drawn at random. It will be completely random. We will send you, if you win, 2 necklaces, one for you and one for your friend. And that's all there is to it.
How many will we be giving away? I'm looking at our money.
20 total, 10 winners.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. We want to spread the love. So
that sounds good.
And like I say, the person who you're bringing, you will get the necklaces and you'll need to give them. So make sure it's somebody you will see again, not just some random stranger passing by that you just go, hey, like this. No, that's not what we're looking for.
Right.
Yeah, we want to increase the fun and spread the joy and spread the love.
And if you live in the greater Victoria area, I'll save the postage and deliver it in person. And how about you in Port Stanley?
Yes. I don't know how many Port Stanleys we have, but if there's somebody within driving distance, definitely will. Sure.
Awesome. So 808 at 8. Okay. This is it. Fantastic. It'll be Gracefully and Frankly a live Facebook broadcast once again.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. The only thing I'm kind of mad at you for making me want July to be over. And I love July, but I'm so excited to see you, Lisa. I really am.
I can't wait to get there. I'm kind of counting the days as well. Derek's got a motorcycle trip later on in July, and it's like, okay, and I'm going, okay, when that's over with, I can start thinking about what to pack. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited about it too.
You talk about what to pack, and there were so many people who had advice to you when your luggage went missing when you were in California with me earlier this year. Are you just going to do carry-on, or what's your plan? Because I have a bit of airline news for you here that I find is really fascinating. But what you bringing, girl?
Oh, definitely just going to be a carry-on. No more of this packing and waiting if I can get away with it. Yep, carry-on. So, expect to see the same outfit every other day, but that's okay.
Yeah, and we'll do laundry, and there are so many thrift stores here in Sydney, BC. You will go.
Yay.
I know. Thrifting galore. Okay, so I found this fascinating. With everything that has gone sideways this year with airlines, and of course people still feeling the fallout from the WestJet strike, it looks like there's a new competition that's happening in Canada. Flair and WestJet are now competing against each other. Now, Flair is just a 20-plane fleet, and it's still a fraction of WestJet's 180 aircraft. But it looks like WestJet and Flair are going toe-to-toe in the more discount areas of flying.
Huh. They're both from out west, right? They're both based in Alberta, yeah.
You're absolutely right. So Flair's core demographic is the more budget-conscious flyer. And now WestJet replaced its basic ticket tier with a new fare category that did away with a free carry-on bag and other perks that travelers once took for granted. So it's ultra basic, okay? Mm-hmm. So, and Flair, of course, has taken them on by saying, don't be ultra basic, fly Flair. But now it looks like Air Canada and Porter, oh God, I wish we had a sponsorship with Porter because I am such a huge fan, and you are too. But then again, I felt that way about WestJet until Onyx bought them too. But Porter has now replaced WestJet as Air Canada's biggest rival on routes like Toronto to Halifax, Toronto Fredericton, and Montreal Moncton, New Brunswick.
Wow.
So they're also doing the thing with the free meals, which are just a little lunchbox. It's never going to be like it once was with the little tablecloth and the glasses of wine unless you're paying through the nostrils. But
right.
Porter and Air Canada are going toe-to-toe while WestJet and Flair duke it out. So what do you think?
Remember when Porter was just this little regional airline, and now all of a sudden it's like the mouse that roared, and they're just coming on, expanding and going everywhere. I am flying to see you on Porter. I've never flown Porter before. So I'm very much looking forward to it living up to what everybody says it's going to be. I certainly hope so.
Did you pay the bit extra to be up front with a little more legroom or no?
Yes, I did.
Good. Highly recommend it.
I find it's worth it, especially for 5 or 6 hours. So
Definitely. And the neat thing about their planes is it's 2 seats on either side. That's it. That's all. No middle seat. No middle passenger who needs to remind the aisle and window passengers that the armrests are for the middle seat passenger. Why is that not common?
I don't know, but that's almost like one of those things that it's like zipper merging on the highway, trying to get people to understand these things that no, your perception isn't right. These people aren't being jerks. Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to win that one. I find I usually just tuck my little elbows in and suck it up. So I'm a little afraid of people that I don't know on airplanes sometimes. I've seen too many YouTube videos, like,
oh, yeah.
Woman starts screaming, "Those people aren't real," or whatever's going on, I don't want to inspire that.
Came across a story that made us extra proud to be Canadian, which we are. A story from the Daily Mail in the UK. All right, the 10 countries the world most wants to relocate to. And guess what number 1 is? I think that I've probably kind of hinted at what it is. What do you think?
Gotta be Canada.
It is Canada.
Yeah.
And it flies in the face of all of these posts we see that Canada's broken and why would Americans want to come here if the election goes sideways in November, blah, blah, blah. There's just so much negativity out there. But the total relocation searches worldwide, experts at First Move International looked at the Google search data. Canada, number 1 with 1.5 million searches. And if you'll allow me, I'll just go through the rest of the 10. Australia, New Zealand, Spain. Oh my God, have you heard what's happening in Barcelona to tourists these days, Lisa?
What's the latest? Give me the scoop.
I will. 2 scoops. They're throwing stuff at tourists and saying, get out, go home.
Oh, great.
And people on cruise ships are experiencing this. It's especially happening in Barcelona. Yeah, they just don't want tourists there. So go where you wanted.
Wow, they must be really good at throwing if they can hit a cruise ship. My goodness.
Well, I'm assuming, Lisa, it's when they get off the ship.
All right.
Okay. After Spain, it's the UK, then Portugal, gorgeous Portugal, Japan, where they're also trying to keep some tourists away from particular areas.
They are.
Then Germany, France. Yay, France defeated fascism this week. I love you. Vive la France. And 10th, Switzerland. Well, I got news for you. It's harder to get into Switzerland than a camel through the eye of a needle. So, yeah, Switzerland doesn't want you, but it is a truly lovely, lovely, lovely place to visit.
I think this story is so important because it shows how the rest of the world views Canada, and it also reminds us that social media is not real life. People are nicer, people are kinder, people will help you. I just don't believe it's a reflection of real life. I think it's a bunch of people, if it becomes totally negative, it's a bunch of people who are just loud.
Yeah.
They're just louder than others.
Were there bots, Lisa?
Yeah, oh yeah, lots of bots. And you pointed out something to me, why I was getting so many MAGAs following me. MAGAs and women who are looking for sugar daddies or trying to get you to sign up to their OnlyFans.
Yep.
I was wearing that red hat that said Canada is already great, and you said it might have tripped the algorithms because it looks like the MAGA hat if you don't look at the lettering.
Yep.
I never even thought of that. Friggin' algorithms.
I know. Yeah, Lisa was being inundated by MAGA and porn bots. And it turns out, well, that was my suggestion anyway. It was the red hat. Red flag. There you go.
Now I know better. I'll wear it backwards next time.
Okay, well, we are going to wrap up for this week. So excited to be doing a Facebook Live 888, the 8th day of the 8th month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll be doing it live here from the Oceanside condo. I don't know. We could even go outside and do it, but I can't vouch for the Wi-Fi. So no, we'll stay inside. I'll keep it simple. Simple, keep it simple, yes. Stupid. I was going to say, I'll keep it simple, you keep it stupid, but that wouldn't be very nice.
Well, that's,
No, No.
You're gracefully, I'm frankly. You're simple, I'm stupid. Whatever, however it goes. But we're not changing the name.
No.
We're not changing the name.
No, you keep it simple. I'll keep it stupid, quite obviously. And yeah, get in on that to be sure and win one of our heart necklaces. All your initiative. I'm so proud of you for stepping up and doing this.
Well, and don't worry that if, you didn't get all the details right the first time, we're going to be mentioning it ad nauseum. So nobody will miss out. We'll make sure everybody knows all the details.
And hey, tomorrow, after everybody has paid attention to our Facebook posts and listened to today's episode 81, why don't you post the details on the contest, maybe on our Facebook page, and I'll share it too. Again, the Facebook is Gracefully and Frankly. The email doesn't have an and in it. The email is gracefullyfrankly@gmail.com, and we really look forward to hearing from you. Share your memory stories. Write them down now while you can remember them, whatever you want. Thanks to Envy Pillow and, of course, Sierra Sil, both unforgettable. You can find the links on our Facebook page as well. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week, Lisa, 1 week closer to seeing you in person. Yay! I'm Erin Davis.
I'm Lisa Brandt. Have a great one. Thank you.